Kimi K3 reached 2.8 trillion parameters. GPT-Red helped cut prompt injection failures sixfold. Europe is opening 11 Android AI functions to competitors. 3 things changed this week, and they pull in opposite directions. Access to mobile AI features is opening up, open models are getting large enough to be hard to run, and developers have started using one model to attack another to find its security weaknesses. I will explain the technical terms as we go. Every number comes from the linked source, and I will separate reported results from what has been independently proven. First, the European Commission adopted measures covering 11 Android functions used by AI assistants. These include features such as voice activation, understanding what is on screen, and taking actions across apps. Until now, Google's own assistant had much deeper access to these parts of Android than many competing services. Think of Android as an office building. Several useful rooms existed, but only the building owner's assistant had the master key. The new rules require access paths for other approved assistants as well. For an ordinary user, that could mean more choice when selecting a phone assistant. For developers, it creates a clearer route to build assistants that can do more than answer questions. The limitation is implementation. Access must still respect permissions, privacy, security, and the differences between Android devices. The decision opens the doors. It does not guarantee every service will work smoothly on day one. Next is Kimi K3, a new open model with 2.8 trillion total parameters, native image understanding, and a context window of up to 1 million tokens. Parameters are the adjustable values a model learns during training. A bigger count does not automatically mean a better model, but it indicates the scale of the system. Kimi uses a mixture of experts design. Imagine a very large office with 896 specialist teams. A request does not wake the entire building. The system selects about 16 teams that are most relevant to the job. That can provide a large knowledge base without using every part of the model for every answer. The 1 million token context window is like giving the model a very large binder to reference during one task. It may help with long code bases, research files, or production notes. The limitation is practical access. Large models remain expensive to serve, and early demand already put pressure on available computing capacity. Independent testing is also needed before treating company benchmarks as settled fact. The third main update is GPT-Red, an internal OpenAI model designed to find security weaknesses in other AI systems. One common risk is prompt injection. That happens when a web page, email, file, or tool result contains a hidden instruction that tries to make an AI agent ignore the user and perform an unsafe action. Think of GPT-Red as a professional security inspector who keeps testing doors, windows, and alarms. Each successful break-in becomes a training example for the defensive model. The attacker improves, the defender trains against it, and the cycle repeats. OpenAI reports that this process helped its newer production model produce 6 times fewer failures on its hardest direct prompt injection benchmark than its best production model 4 months earlier. That is promising, but the evidence is internal. GPT-Red, its training data, and the full attack set were not released for independent replication. Automated testing also supplements human review, it does not replace it. A few shorter updates are also worth knowing. Thinking Machines introduced Inkling, an open weights mixture of experts model with 975 billion total parameters, 41 billion active parameters, and support for text, images, audio, and video. Think of it as a large, customizable foundation rather than a finished consumer product. The company says it can be fine-tuned through its Tinker service, but deployment cost still matters. 29 countries signed an agreement establishing the World AI Cooperation Organization. The announcement is significant, but practical authority, member duties, and enforcement are still unclear. A new review also found that language models can refuse political speech differently across contexts. That makes evaluation design and local policy important. Finally, Google expanded sovereign Gemini deployments in India. These systems keep more data and control inside an organization's chosen environment, which can help regulated customers, but may increase cost and operating complexity. The common theme is not simply that models are getting larger. Access, efficiency, and safety are becoming equally important. For most people, the useful test is straightforward. Does the tool complete a real task with fewer corrections, reasonable cost, and clear permission controls? Save the same test and repeat it after an update. That gives you evidence instead of relying on a launch demonstration. For organizations, keep source data, private credentials, and external instructions separated whenever an AI agent can use tools. In summary, Android is opening more system access to competing assistants. Kimi K3 shows how far open model scale has moved. GPT-Red shows how automated attacks can become safety training. Inkling adds another large, customizable open weights option. The strongest claims are linked in the description. If this briefing helped, please like and subscribe for next week's update. The full source list and publication dates are in the description. Please verify important decisions against the linked primary sources.